All right. How's it going, guys? Today we will be reviewing one session from this week, and that will be August 11th, 2025. Just going to watch my playback live. I pretty much record all of my sessions. But really the point of this is just to show y'all how I trade and kind of critique my performance and hope you guys learn something along the way. But we'll jump right into it. All right. And like I said, this is from August 11th, 2025. And on the left, I've got a 30-second chart kind of zoomed out. On the right, just my 30-second chart that you will see me actually looking at and executing on. But I don't typically zoom out too much. I don't really use any higher time frames. I found that oftentimes looking at 5 minute, 1 minute, 2 minute, just a little too zoomed out if I am scalping the way that I intend to. I typically end up picking up some higher time frame biases as well. But we'll let this play out. So my green and red lines, those are just current session high and lows. I typically don't like entering into them. So if we're nearing a session high, I typically don't like buying into them. If we're nearing a session low, I'm gonna try to avoid selling into them. But that's just so you guys know what I'm tracking there. And if I'm a little quiet, I'm just using this time to study too and watch price action, as you guys should be as well. If you guys do scalp, I would recommend watching the PA and almost pretending that you're trading, looking for places to enter, things like that, watching it all play out. Now here, I remember I was looking for a short um, right at this area here. Just a little too late for me. I didn't want to execute so close to that session low, so let that one go past me. But we had a pretty intense impulse down. Price action seems to be slowing down a little bit to the downside. You can see we've got those two wicks, and right here I start looking for a long, kind of end up having a late entry here, which you'll see in a second. Entered at the top of that little candlestick range. I do end up getting stopped out. So we'll let this play out. Typically, I want to be going with price action, but I had some conviction that we were turning around here, which we did end up turning around. I was just a little late, just adjusting the candlestick colors there, just so it's not so bright with that white. But as you can see, it did work out just a little late. So situations like that, you kind of just gotta take a step back. That would have been a nice one to have, but and really just look at the end of the session like I'm doing right now and understand that you were just a little late. There's something to learn from there. Patience is key. I didn't really need to be predicting the low of the day, and unfortunately, I had to start my session out in the red because of that action. So just got to remember that and stick to the process. But we are rejecting from that same little consolidation area as we were before. So there's still some resistance there, but in this PA, I remember looking for a long just because we came into that pretty aggressively. Here's another trade here, a buy. But my idea was we're going to make it over this consolidation level. Just because we've tested it so many times, we came back pretty aggressively into it. And then down in this area, we failed. So that's why I looked for a buy just to go back up and test it again. Now, I was looking for another buy here. I did miss this opportunity. But in this, especially with that strong close on the 32nd, I'm sitting here, I'm looking for a long because we're getting this pullback. If it fails here, I want to buy, which I do end up doing just to break up over this because we've been testing it so many times. So there's the execution. Holding my limit there, see if I can get it to break even. I wasn't able to by that point. And then there is the volume I was looking for. So move my take profit up a little bit because I have the feeling that we're breaking out, which we do end up doing just over this old high right here. So that was a nice scalp there. Now, when I'm in this situation, we're pulled like this, I kind of slowed down a little bit, especially because I'm in the green now. I've taken that solid trade. I'm really only looking for 15 to 20 points a day. So I'm really just looking for that next solid setup. I want to go with the continuation, but we do start nearing this high. So just kind of slowing down, waiting for a pullback of some sort that'll give me the opportunity to take another continuation to the long side. So we broke a candlestick low there. I'm still potentially looking for a continuation to the upside, but being very hesitant with that since we've broken some candlestick structure to the downside. So I was waiting and I was looking for a long here. So we're still just kind of churning down, and then you see that quick impulse up. And just a reminder, this is on 2x speed, so market's not that fast, but a little too quick for me to just take that impulse buy up. But now that we are in this position, I am expecting us to end up going and taking this high, which we do end up doing, just because we've got that strong volume going into it. And I did enter a trade here. Definitely an impulse trade. I was looking to the left. I was expecting us to run that high, get a big push off, which we do end up doing, but I wasn't really confident in it. It was definitely impulsive, so I quickly shifted it to break even, but you do see it working out there. So now that we've got that move above the high, kind of want to slow down a little bit, wait for price to start consolidating or give me some sort of pullback. I definitely don't want to be trying to find the short here. I don't want to be picking the top. So I just want to slow down, look for that next opportunity, that next pullback, and the next time that I see some volume coming into the buy side for a continuation. Now, I do remember I was looking at potentially taking a little long from here and targeting up here, but I did not end up doing that. Thank the Lord I didn't. But you can see we're starting to make some bearish structure down. I'm still looking for that potential that bullish volumes coming in. Which you can see it right here. Stopped. I'm looking for that buy now. Which I do end up taking that buy. Kind of a late entry. And ends up grabbing me. So right now I would be just a little bit in profit still. Kind of need to slow down my day just because I'm starting to take that's a little bit of an impulsive entry. I typically don't want to predict those big pullbacks. I want to wait until we've got that bullish candle, until we're starting to form that bullish momentum instead of just taking that impulse. But we did take that. We unfortunately did take the impulsive loss. And you'll see here I re-enter again. I did have some strong conviction that we were going to test the session highs again. But I was just definitely forcing it. I should be waiting until we start to create some type of consolidation, because I am not the master of the market. I don't know what's going to happen. But unfortunately, this is what it looks like to marry a bias. And fortunately, I was able to get this one to break even. You see, we closed out there. And now I just kind of want to wait. I want to see if we're gonna flip bearish, go test some lows lower. I still do have some strong conviction at this time that we will be testing the session highs. So I'm waiting for a pullback of some sort and then some good bullish volume to come through. So we're back to the bottom of this little range. I'm looking to see if we stop and slow down, which we did. I really like this entry. We took out some of these little candlestick lows. We'll go back there just so you guys can see that entry a little better. But we took out these candlestick lows, came to the bottom of this little range, and you see us turn around pretty violently in here. And all I was looking for was just to get right up into here for around 10 points, I think it was. Yeah, right around 9 points or so. But after that little sequence of those 3 quick trades, I could have kept trading. I didn't really feel like it. My mental wasn't really on the right side. When I start taking those quick entries, 3 back to back, that's when I want to start slowing down, especially when I'm in profit for the day. I still made 17 and a half points, so I'm not going to push it after that. But this was just a real quick recap. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. We're definitely going to do a lot more of these in the future. We're going to keep it super transparent. We're going to do our winning days, our losing days, really just with the goal to show you our development in trading, as well as hope that you can learn from some of these sessions, pick up some things, and take it into your trading. But appreciate you guys watching, and have a great rest of your day.